Hey everybody, it's Tim at Broken Dice, bringing a quick little channel update. My project for the week is done. This little command chariot for my Persian Army. This will be like a sub-commander. This is from First Corps. I first did a gray, medium tone gray primer. Used a lot of Vallejo paints, P3 paints. And I didn't wash this model with any sort of washes. I thought the colors on it were darkened enough that if I started doing that, it would kind of get too dark. But it's a metal, like, did I say it was a metal model from First Corp already? I think I did. Well, anyway, that's what it is. And I have 3 of the seat wheel chariots to do from them as well. I don't know what it is, but chariots have always been one of my favorite, like, single models to paint, in whatever variety they were, whether they were fantasy or they've always been one of my favorite models to paint. I don't know why, because I think you get so much in in a single package, and also depending on what game you're playing. There's fantasy or historical, kind of like War Elephants or Big Mom, something like that. I've always enjoyed those sort of things. Okay, as you can see, it's sitting on something, and let's take him off. This is one other thing I was working on, is like, I've got this little round disc that I made up, just cardboard and some terrain stuff. And the reason I did that is I thought it would look better than the mirror. Now, if this is like a really fancy display piece, one of those big, like, superhero models, I forget who makes them, but they're the real big ones, almost G.I. Joe size, and you're going to display that or something. I think that looks pretty cool. And it looks okay on here, going around and stuff like it normally does. But I thought it would be a little bit more interesting if it sat on a piece of terrain as it went around and around. I got a short little video showing it, how it works. Okay. Well, that's my painting and a quick little project I did. I'm working on some other terrain pieces, some hedges and little scattered terrain. I'm going to make some really thick brush and stuff like that to put on the table. But the next project that I'm going to be doing is I'm working on an Iberian Light Cavalry units, 2 of them. And they're going to be six models each. And what's interesting about that, let's take him off, and we'll bring the horses. I've just started on this, so I've got some of the horse started. And normally, whoops, they look a little bit out of focus. There we go. Better? Well, maybe not. Let's move them back a little bit. They're so big. There we go. That's better. Well, they're like cavalry. They won't be having a shield. And normally, it's funny, I was looking at my models that I've already painted of this have the Iberian medium cavalry. I have 4 units of those, so I thought, well, I should probably have some light cavalry as well. And so I was looking at the models, and they all have the Little Big Man Studios shield transfers on them, which really, draw your eye, kind of away from the model and trying towards that shield design. They just lend so much to it visually. And besides, it takes away from my hack paint job. So with this light cavalry, I'm not going to have that. I'm not going to have that ability to hide an average paint job behind a beautiful shield transfer. And the rider is going to be exposed more. So I'm taking my time a little bit more on these guys. I'm going to make them far more colorful, like lots of reds and greens and blues and some whites thrown in there, just to have that unit have a little bit more color. The horses are all going to be brown, black. I always put in one lightly colored horse just for optics. And then I want to make sure that I'm going to have a lot of color on this little fringe around here. I'm going to make sure that the saddle cloth itself has a bright color on it, and that little bitty piece of decorative, whatever that is, like what would you call that? Just a decorative little piece. I got to color that too, so the unit has a little bit of visual interest that I'm not going to be able to hide behind that really nice LBM transfer on a shield like I normally do. So this is good. This is where I'm at. So I've got 2 units of 6. I do have some specific movement trays coming for them, and all that will be done in the next video. So that's where I'm at right now. I hope all your projects are going well. If you like this thing, kind of give it a thumbs up. You know, do all that social media kind of stuff, and I'll see you next week, hopefully with some Iberian Light Cavalry done, and maybe some terrain projects to show. I'm not sure. All right, that's enough of this video. I've rambled on a little bit too long. Everybody stay safe, stay well, and I will see you next time.